Yes, it has been a crazy couple of months with this whole SAG-AFTRA thing. Like, I think that a lot of people have talked about this, but I wanted to at least give my opinions on everything that's going on with the whole, strike ending. And now we got the latest news. And this was actually a shock. I was actually surprised that Hoyoverse did this, that both Kaching and Paimon's English VAs are replaced. And this is like a big significant turn in regards to everything that's going on. And I really just want to preface why this is extremely important, right? But before we get into that, like, comment, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. Would love to see y'all here. Guys, we just hit 3,000 subs, and I'm very excited for that. Trying to get to 5,000 by the end of the year. You know what? If we don't hit our goal, we don't hit our goal. But you know what? I'm going to be a happy boy regardless. Welcome to all the lovely new people here. But the reason why I want to talk about this, right, is because for those who don't know, I'm one that wants to become a voice actor myself. I've auditioned for a couple things. Haven't gotten anything yet. I've done a couple of side projects, like with 5-9 Gaming on the Dokkan Awards, and I also did something with Kumax for this anime dub Super Gals or something like that. But I find this very, very polarizing, I guess is the best way to put it, is because the fact that, again, Paimon's English VA, and I'm mainly talking about Paimon's English VA, Corinna Bogart, because she is the voice, was the voice of Paimon. And this all started over some stupid crap, right? And I'm going to talk about this as somebody who has had a lot of management experience in multiple different companies, right? So for me, people who choose not to work, right? And I get it. There's strikes and all that. There's stuff like that. I get it. But for non-unionized jobs, if you're going on strike, you're basically putting yourself on this giant billboard to say, fire me, right? And I'm saying it like this, and I want this to be 100% clear. I am not for somebody losing their job. However, I also am about, if you are causing issues with the company, where the company is not the actual issue in this instance, you don't deserve to be in that position, right? Now, why do I say that? Why do I say that? Well, basically, Corinna was striking alongside her castmates, quote unquote, because it wasn't actually striking, because she was still doing the job of Paimon, but she was also causing a lot of damage in her role. Not just for Hoyoverse in that regard, because, well, it got a lot of people hating Paimon, but she was also causing a lot of damage to SAG-AFTRA, which led to a lot of people finding out more about SAG than SAG wanted to let on. Like, SAG's a shitty company, right? Or, sorry, SAG is a shitty union at this point, especially for the voice actors. Like, having to pay like $3,000 to $4,000 just to even be a part of it, and if you pay it but also don't want to do only union jobs, you don't get the benefits of it. So, like, to me, it just seems like, why would you join SAG? It just seems so ass backwards to me. I don't know. I'm kind of bouncing all over the place, but I want to get back to my original point. As somebody who helps out in the management side of businesses, right? When you're looking at a situation like this, you have to understand, is this worker or is this person going to be a detriment to the business? And from looking at what Corinna Bogart has done, she was a detriment to the business, right? Now, why do I say that? Again, she was causing a lot of issues, stirring up a lot of drama as the voice of Paimon. Again, the franchise mascot. Say what you will about Lumine, say what you will about Aether, Paimon was the mascot. And if you have somebody who is polarizing so much drama around them and so much controversy, sometimes you have to think about cutting the cord and being like, you know what? You are not the person that we want. Now, There's also a preface of Karena saying, I have not been voicing Paimon for a while, when she was on with an interview for Paper Bag Boy. And well, this led to the replacement of Paimon's the English VA. Now, I'm just saying, and this isn't a detriment to this isn't meant to be mean to the new voice actor anyway. I want it to be clear. I don't think the new voice is that much better, but I will say my ears don't bleed when I listen to her. I'm just saying, right? Like, the voice of Paimon, the original voice of Paimon, had that shrill and kind of like, Paimon! Like, it's just disgusting. You probably didn't hear it because it's so high pitched, right? And it probably cut out. It sounded pretty horrible, right? Well, think about that on a mic that actually picks up that voice. Every second, you hear it, and you just want to literally throw your head into the wood chipper, right? You just want to be dead, like The Happening, right? So to me, like, even though the voice sounds like very similar, it doesn't have that shrill and nastiness to it, in my opinion, that Paimon's English or Old English VA Karena Bogart did. Now, of course, we do also know that Kylie Mills has also been replaced for the role of Kuching. And we do have Yeet, the boy Yeet, right there. And I'm actually very happy about this replacement as well. It's not even because of the voice of Kuching. It's the fact of how mean she was towards the voice actor of Kenichi, the new one. I think his name is Jacob Takanashi. And she said some very horrible things, right? Very horrible things towards him. Even pocket watched him, right? Horrible things. But here's what we got for the tweet right here. Last week, I was informed that I would be recast as Kuching due to the production schedule. I know people will speculate, but this is the official sole reason I was given. I made it very clear that I was absolutely willing and enthusiastic to return at any point if AI protections could be provided, regardless of union status. That is all I asked for. It is unfortunate that such protections could not be secured for me and my castmates. I sincerely hope that changes in the future. Excuse me. Voicing Kuching has been one of the greatest journeys of my life. I will always treasure it, from bonding with castmates over our love of working on the story to the hardworking team behind it. Getting to meet passionate fans and see the creativity the story has inspired. Getting to work on an official fan song and sing as Kuching. Getting to explore more of her character in Moonchase Festival. Getting to return and Lance Ride each year. Even the sessions where I had to redo a line 20 times to get the pronunciation of Liue right. I cherish every memory. I will carry each one with me for the rest of my life. I'm deeply sorry we could not complete that journey together. Yesterday's experience made me stronger today, and most of these experiences are ones that I share with you. Thank you for everything, Kuching. Right? Now, I want it to be clear that the whole AI protection thing, from my understanding, and I could be wrong, this could be misinformation, so please don't quote me on this. I believe that Hoyoverse's contracts, they don't push a whole AI agenda on there. They usually hire their voice actors, and they do care about their voice actors as much as they possibly can, right? Now, granted, people will say, oh, but Hoyoverse goes without paying them. No, it's not them not paying the voice actors. It's the studios, like Formosa and so on and so forth. So, there's this one. This isn't about them not providing AI protections. It's about the fact that SAG-AFTRA is a sham of a union, and you back them. Hoyoverse was never going to sign with SAG-AFTRA's manipulating and god-awful intentions. You guys brought this on yourself. Sorry you lost work, but it is what it is. And now, I want to be 100% clear on this as well. Mugen, a fantastic YouTuber as well. He made a video that went over a lot of the drama that happened. And I want it to be 100% clear that Hoyoverse is a non-union game, right? And people were upset that Hoyoverse was not unionized, SAG-AFTRA being one of them. So a lot of the voice actors, including Karena, including Kaylee Mills, were pushing for Hoyoverse to be unionized. That's a horrible, horrible thing to do. Now, I have my own opinions about unions because I've had my experience with unions. And to be perfectly honest with you, again, this is just my opinion. I don't like unions. I've been a part of them. They really are just about your money. They're taking your money away to basically give you not like protection that isn't actually there. Now people can argue with me, and that's fine. I respect everybody's opinion on unions, but what I think that most of us could agree, SAG-AFTRA went out of their way to be this horrible union for the voice actors and made it very, very bad for them. But Mugen covered a lot of this, and it really showed that a lot of the voice actors within this like disgusting Discord, which by the way, shout out to Mugen right here. If you haven't followed him, he's a great, he goes well into detail and always fantastic to watch what he does, right? But he basically got all these screenshots from that Discord about how they were trying to manipulate the situation, make it even like trying to get like these underhanded tactics to get things to happen their way. So what does this all mean? Well, I think that this is a betterment, like everything that's going on with, you know, Karena and Kylie being replaced, I think is a blessing because it's setting a precedent on what is to be expected as a VA. I think that it's perfectly fine to stand on morals, 1000%. But what I am going to say is, when you stand on morals, make sure you're fighting the correct battle. Don't be lobbing, you know, strays off to other companies that don't have a fucking, like, they don't have a fight in this, right? They're not being a part of it. They're not this whole thing. If you are fighting for union jobs, fight against unionized companies already. If the company isn't unionized, it's not part of that agreement. You can't force a company to be unionized unless they truly want to. And Hoyoverse is not going to be a part of that. They're a China-based company. They're not going to give a shit, right? At least that's from what I'm seeing. And I think that this sets the precedent of like how these two voice actors in particular acted towards their castmates that were, you know, the new castmates, right? Because others refused to work when, again, the company had nothing to be a part of when it came to the union and everything. Like, the fact that they treated them like garbage, and in a company like the one I'm a part of, that's an HR case, right? And that's horrible, horrible shit. The fact that they did that, they made all these very nasty comments towards other people and the community as a whole. And they were just horrible controversy magnets in the first place. I think they made the proper decision in regards to this, and that this sets the precedent of what is to come for voice actors. Listen, to the VAs out there, and as somebody who appreciates and loves all y'all's work, right? I'm going to say it point blank. I understand some issues, but understand as well, like, you're hired to do a job. It's your job. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. But don't be mad when you get replaced, right? That's how it is. It's the name of the game. I'm not somebody for people losing their job, but I am for productivity. And if you're not providing productivity to the business, unfortunately, that's part of the business. You lose your job. So be productive, make your bag, and don't be fucking crazy. Like, Coretta, I'm looking at you. You're crazy. You are, just because you were Paimon for 5 years does not mean that you have this holier than thou like aura about you. There's a reason why people don't like talking to you. 100%. And then to Kaylee, like, as much as I respect Kaylee's work in Goddess of Victory, Nikkei, Genshin, and all that stuff, it was horrible what you did going after Jacob. It was horrible what you did pocket watching the man. You need to focus on yourself. That's it, you know. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm just a lowly 3,000 subscriber channel on YouTube. That's my opinion. If it's a horrible opinion, it is what it is, but I own it. It's my own experience. It's how I feel about it. So thank God Hoyoverse and Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, ZZZ can now move forward without any issues, hopefully with the English VAs. Hopefully that's the case. But that's going to be it today. Like, comment, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. Please wish me luck as my throat keeps on trying to heal. And I keep on getting excited about these videos. But that's going to be it. Love you guys to death. And as always, we'll catch you in the next video. Please take care and be safe. By the way, before we end this, get gamer subs, use code Tystra for 10% off.